So, Dr. Taylor, we're trying to teach everybody what's in our blood. So would it be okay with you if you provided a sample? What are you doing? Oh! God! Why did you do that? You're welcome. Thanks. Thanks to Dr. Taylor's generous sample, we can now talk about blood and their roles in your body. The first is red blood cells, one of the primary blood cells in your body. They contain hemoglobin, which allows them to contain oxygen, and when it moves throughout the body, deposit it to wherever it needs. As they're moving through the blood plasma, they pick up carbon dioxide and any unwanted materials and drop them off in the lungs for exhalation. White blood cells are the cells of the immune system, and they help protect your body against foreign invaders and bacteria. All white blood cells are produced in the bone marrow, and they come in many different forms to make sure your body has the best chance of fighting off invaders. Platelets are tiny blood cells that are also found in the plasma. They work to form clots to stop your body from excessive bleeding. If a blood vessel is damaged in your body, they receive the signals and rush to the site of the injury to quickly plug up the hole to protect your body. Plasma makes up the biggest component of your blood. As you can see here, it makes 55% of your total blood volume, while red blood cells are 45%, and white blood cells and platelets make up less than 1% of your total blood volume. The plasma works to move everything else through your body to deposit it to where it needs to go. We done here? Okay, great. Your blood smells really sweet, by the way. Wait a second, you're not diabetic, are you?
The three main blood vessels in your body are arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries are under high pressure and carry blood away from the heart. In order to accommodate for the high pressure, they have thick, muscular walls. The capillaries are the site of exchange for oxygenated blood to deoxygenated blood, or vice versa. They also allow the exchange of chemicals and water for the blood and tissues. Veins are under less pressure than the arteries, and they carry blood all the way back towards the heart.
It's now time to talk about the immune system. Now, if you imagine that this board is your body, then the frame could be considered the skin. The skin on your body tries to keep as much bacteria and foreign particles out as possible. Unfortunately, some will get in. And if they do, we have macrophages to try to attack them. Macrophages also deal with getting rid of unwanted materials and wastes. Now, if the macrophages bit off a little more than they could chew and cannot finish the job, the helper T cells come in and communicate to other cells that they also need to join the fight. After this, B cells immediately start working on antibodies suited to attack the antigens on the bacteria. This helps nullify them and weaken them. After this process, the killer T cell steps in with an awesome sword and tries to cut them in half and separate the bacteria from itself as much as possible, weakening it. This gives the macrophages a better chance of stopping them. After this process is complete, suppressor cells come in to communicate to the rest of the cells that they need to stop. Otherwise, they could begin attacking your own body. After this, the memory T analyzes the bacteria to make sure that they are better suited if it ever comes again.
Coronary artery disease occurs when your arteries become damaged or diseased. For example, this man likely has coronary artery disease.
Oh,
Due to his poor diet and lack of exercise, plaque buildup in your arteries causes them to narrow, which decreases the blood flow to your heart. If you have a completely clogged artery, a heart attack can occur.
Ah! Oh my God!
A common treatment for coronary artery disease is an angioplasty. Basically, a balloon is inflated inside your artery and it pushes all the plaque to the outside. Then a stent is inserted, keeping your artery open and free of blockage. In our body, the pancreas produces insulin, which helps regulate our blood sugar levels. If someone has type 1 diabetes, however, their immune system attacks the cells in the pancreas, meaning a person's body can no longer produce insulin.
Oh yeah.
Since his body can no longer produce insulin, he needs to take insulin supplements. That way, his blood sugar levels remain stable. Although both of these diseases can be linked back to genetics, an easy way to prevent them is having a healthy and active lifestyle.
Oh my God. Now it's time to talk about the heart. Taylor, if you wouldn't mind putting on this x-ray. Now, as you can see here, Taylor is in fact not actually heartless. Now, blood begins in the right atrium, where it is deoxygenated and blue. From here, it moves through valves to the right ventricle. Once here, it moves up the pulmonary artery and into the lungs. In the lungs, it is able to thinly travel through the capillaries and deposit carbon dioxide and unwanted materials and collect all that oxygen. Now that it has oxygen, it is oxygenated red blood, and it will travel through the pulmonary vein back to the heart and into the left atrium. Here, it'll travel through more valves into the left ventricle and up to the aorta. When it's in the aorta, it has the best chance to move quickly around the body. And as it deposits all the oxygen and minerals the body needs, it slowly becomes deoxygenated blue blood. Now that it's in the body, it travels back through the inferior vena cava into the right atrium, and the blue deoxygenated blood gets to start the journey all over again.
The lymphatic system is a network of tissues and organs that help rid your body of toxins and waste. The primary function of the lymphatic system is to transport lymph, a fluid containing infection-fighting white blood cells. What seems to be the problem?
I don't know.
Okay, let me take your heart rate. Sir, I think you need a blood transfusion. Nurse, give me 100 cc's of A negative blood.
What's that?
Oh, I didn't know there's so many different types of blood. There's A, B, AB, and O. Sir? Oh, gosh.
Cut.
Blood type A contains A antigens. Blood type B contains B antigens. Blood type AB contains both A and B antigens. And blood type O contains no antigens. Each blood type also contains its own antibodies. Blood type A contains anti-B. Blood type B contains anti-A. Blood type AB contains none. And blood type O contains anti-A and anti-B. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a patient to ferry.
We are here today to conduct an experiment to see how vaccines affect the immune system.
Over here, we have a test subject who has been vaccinated against a common cold.
And here, we have one who is not. Our plan is to give them both a weaker strain of the common cold to see how it affects their body. We will now proceed to give the vaccinated test subject the strain of the cold. Okay, this might hurt a little, alright? Oh. You can go. Okay. We will now see how his body reacts to the cold.
Now we must administer the cold to the unvaccinated subject. This shouldn't hurt too bad.
Jerk!
Now we'll check up on both of them periodically.
1 hour later. Two hours later. Later.
It is after our conclusive findings that we have decreed that vaccines do have a positive effect on the immune system. Well, I hope you were able to answer your most burning questions and show the next line of doctors how it's done. Good night, folks. Whatever you want.
In our body, the pancreas produces insulin, which helps regulate our blood sugar levels. When someone had... Oh, hello.
I'm staying in character. I'm gonna keep eating.
No.
Just, ooh, ooh, hit him, Taylor, ooh, 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 ooh!